Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP, and thank God it's finally Saturday once again. But we're looking at the 1 hour chart. XRP still sitting here just under 52 cents. And you know, I'm so optimistic on what's going to come next. You know, SBI going live with on-demand liquidity. That could push the price of XRP. Who knows what big announcement Ripple has in store for us at the proper party. That could push the price of XRP. I'm just waiting for the price to move. I want us to break $1 already. If the rumors are true that Blackrock is buying XRP, then Blackrock alone will catapult XRP over $100. I gave you my opinion on Blackrock getting involved with Bitcoin. I see them as a Trojan horse. I would rather Blackrock just stay away from XRP altogether. Let XRP run on its own merit and utility. You know, XRP already has a value to it. I'm just waiting for that value to reflect in the price of XRP. And I don't see Blackrock as a game changer for crypto in any way. Ripple partner Union Bank becomes first Philippine bank to receive full VASP license. Now, these are the announcements I like to see. Before this approval, access to crypto asset services has been restricted to a select group of Union Bank app users. The report stated that Union Bank is now poised to expand its crypto business to a broader spectrum of its clientele through the full VASP license. And most likely, since they're a Ripple partner, they will utilize RippleNet technology and later utilize XRP. Let's go. Visa acquires Ripple partner Currency Cloud for $925 million. Ripple partner joins forces with Visa to conquer billion-dollar markets of Thailand and Australia. Now at Cbos, Visa and Swift have announced a collaboration to streamline international B2B payments by strengthening connectivity between their networks. XRP will bridge it. You see how all these connections are being made all around the world right now? Swift and Visa, MasterCard and Ripple. Everything's coming together and building that massive network. The new financial system. Little by little, it's getting done. Now, for the big Johnny Deaton announcement. John Deaton's memoir, Food Stamp Warrior, is now available for purchase on Amazon. And a lot of people didn't like this. They thought that it was somehow going to be tied to XRP. But let's keep in mind, Johnny Deaton's been there for this community for a long time now, keeping us up to date on what's going on with the SEC. He didn't have to do that. He chose to do that. He's always fighting for this community on one level or another. And he's putting out a book. If anything, support him. Go and buy his book. But that's what the big announcement was about. And you know, he never mentioned that the announcement would be about XRP in any way. XRP Ledger Foundation joins prestigious Organization of Southern Cooperation. So we see, among other things, the XRP Ledger Foundation is also expected to collaborate with the OSC in developing systems for tracking and monetizing intellectual property. The XRP Ledger Foundation advisor noted the organization's optimism that blockchain could play a significant role in global IP tracking. You know, there's a lot of growth around the XRP Ledger as well. A lot of projects just getting going, new startup projects. Some are starting to really build out. All that value is going to come to XRP over time as well. Fed now, it'll take a year or two until ubiquitous with all 10,000 connecting banks. Take a listen.
You look at the ACH network, and you pretty much have ubiquitous reach to all financial institutions in the US. And that's going to take us some time with instant payments, whether that's the RTP network or FedNow. We are extremely excited by the pipeline of customers that we have right now. We're extremely excited about some of the third-party service providers we're working with on their pipelines. But I don't see us being a ubiquitous to all 10,000 financial institutions anytime in the next year or two. And so it's going to take us a little bit of time till we're ubiquitous, which is going to be important for user experience.
So, what most people would take from this is that it's going to take 2 years, and we're not going to see any price movement on XRP for 2 years. But that's not true. You got to remember, out of those 10,000 connecting banks, one will come on board here, one will come on board there, little bit more over time, adding value over time. If you want to wait that 2 years, most likely you will be priced out of XRP by then. You know, everybody's still talking about 2025 as well, but there's a lot of big things that are going to happen throughout the rest of this year, all throughout next year. I'm sure the price of XRP by 2025 is going to be at least $10. That's just my opinion. And who knows, it may be even higher than that based on all the facts that we see going on right now. That's why I always said you should always be holding this cryptocurrency. And look at it like this. It's still on sale right now. It's still sitting under 52 cents. Only Congress has the ability to authorize a central bank digital coin, and our bill protects that. Now take a listen to Warren Davidson, how he talks about CBDCs here in the United States.
Make the point to all of our colleagues that the bill does not prevent studying anything. You can study. By all means, research it, document it, write papers. You can hire people to study it. What you can't hire is people to build it. You can't start building a central bank digital currency without Congress authorizing it. And that's the sentiment behind this bill, that the Federal Reserve can't launch some new system of money because the Constitution clearly reserves that authority for here. That's the sense of this bill. It is wrong to mischaracterize it as some anti-innovation, anti-technology approach, when the reality is you can research it all you want. I do think it does express, though, the sense that this body does not want, with the language that this bill says, a system where the government becomes an intermediary between a person and their money. It says it supports the development of a permissionless system of money that has the characteristics of cash. So it does express a will of the people in that sense, and it should guide and direct future development and research in that sense, which is a course correction, because frankly, right now, what they're working on is a centrally intermediated system of money. And yes, they do mention the importance of striking the right balance of privacy, but they never mention the idea of a permissionless system, which is totally technologically feasible. So I do think it's important to make that point that you can study any system that you desire at the Federal Reserve or Treasury.
I like the idea of them trying to shut down a CBDC. And a lot of people would say, but you're an XRP supporter. You talk about XRP all the time. Why would you not want to see CBDCs all over the world? Because we don't need CBDCs for XRP to skyrocket in price. You got to remember, XRP also works with fiat. And on top of that, actually, this bill breaking away from a centralized system plays in favor of XRP and XLM. Then there was always this argument right here. This article you're referencing is fake news. FedNow is a domestic payment system. There is nothing for XRP to bridge domestically. It will not be used, and Ripple is not a FedNow partner. XRP can bridge payment systems converting from one fiat currency to another, but sticking XRP in the middle of domestic payments will add friction by increasing cost and slowing transactions. But David Schwartz once said, we already mastered domestic payments. That's when we went to look at the much bigger picture, cross-border payments. So I think that they already have domestic payments down. And then you look at this. What FedNow is going to use the new ISO payment standard, and Ripple is the first body member of that standard. Guess who the second body member of ISO is? That's right, Stellar. Do they really have to say they're going to use XRP and XLM, or is it common sense? We know they're going to use these two cryptocurrencies inside of ISO all around the world. Yet people will still will try to doubt it. They will try to convince you that it's never going to happen, but it's already put in motion, and it's about to really amp up after November. That's when we could get our first look at where XRP and XLM is going. JP Morgan says Ethereum's activity post-Shanghai upgrade has been disappointing. So it looks like JP Morgan is even disappointed in Ethereum these days. And like I said in the past, in many videos, Ethereum is dated. Ethereum's slow, and it's very expensive. There's much better networks out there today. As time goes on, we're going to watch Hedera steal more business away from Ethereum. XRP Ledger stealing more projects away from Ethereum. XDC, XLM, all of these other better networks. Ripple says RippleNet is live in 55 countries with 95 currency pairs and XRP remittance running in 5 regions. Firms are using the XRP ledger for asset custody, payments, micropayments, music, gaming, infrastructure, security, and institutional trading. That was all the way back in 2020 before the lawsuit happened. And look at where we are today as far as XRP. Now we have many more partners. More banks came on board since then. Ripple expanded everywhere outside the United States since then. We were held up in that lawsuit, and I still think that SEC Ripple nonsense that's still going on while we're still sitting here waiting for it all to wrap up is still somehow holding XRP back inside the United States. Once that case is done and over with, that could also be another catalyst for XRP to skyrocket. Then this settles the debate. Now, in a video just the other day, I was talking about how there's not two prices for the private ledger and the public ledger, and people in the comments said I was totally wrong. So take it from David Schwartz himself.
But the question is, will the value of XRP be the same in the private ledgers as it is on the public?
Yes. The value proposition of XRP is that it has these liquidity pools. If it doesn't make sense to isolate something, like there's no place where gold is worth twice as much as it is now, because if there was, people would just bring gold there and they would buy gold somewhere else and they would sell it there. Unless the only way that you can have the value be very different in two places is if there's a lot of friction. And if there's friction, someone will make a business of removing that friction. So I don't see any realistic scenario where XRP has significantly different value unless something's wrong. Like a good example of a case, there was a time where the value of XRP, they called it the kimchi premium, right? Where the value of XRP in some Asian countries was very high, but that was because there were capital controls, right? That was because things were bad. I think that's a sign that something is not going well. The value proposition of XRP is that you can take it to all of the places, right? If I sell you some gold and you say, hey, this gold can only be used in jewelry, you're like, well, that kind of sucks. I don't want that gold, right? The value proposition of gold is that you have access to the entire value proposition of gold. And so I don't see any scenario in which where it makes sense to snip pieces off. Again.
So there you have it. There's not two prices on XRP. In other words, the same XRP you hold at 52 cents almost is the same price on the private ledger as well. But yet people still argue about that all the time. And that's why I showed this video once again. But here we are now. We're in 2023. The fourth industrial revolution is ramping up. We see everything going digital all around the world. Payments going digital, currencies going digital, trade going digital. Yet people still do not see what's coming. And it's so clear. It's right there in front of you. A new financial system is building out in real time right now. And yet people still think the price of XRP is never going to surpass $100 or even $1,000 in the future. Honestly, I think we're going to get closer to $10,000 than people think, but it's going to take some time to get there. And the big question is, are you still going to be holding XRP when that time comes? What if that time is 5 years from now, and along the way your XRP holdings reach $1 million? Will you then sell and then wish you would have held just a little while longer? Or will you keep holding until you get to the true full potential of XRP? That's the big question. You know, everybody always asks me the same thing. How much XRP should I be holding? How much XRP should I, sell once it hits this price point or that price point? Everybody's situation's different, and nobody can honestly answer that question. Because if you can live the rest of your life off $1 million, or maybe you have some kind of idea where you want to take that $1 million and reinvest it, maybe that's all you need to get to. But the next person, maybe they don't have those same ideas. Maybe they want to live off passive income. So they want to hold their XRP until it hits the highest possible price, and then they will live off that passive income. They'll pass it down to the next generation, and so on and so forth. Everybody's situation is different. That's what I'm saying, and that's why I never give you a number for how much XRP you should be holding, because it comes down to how long you can actually keep holding it. But with that said, until it all happens, we got to stay patient and stay positive. Let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.